All right, grace and peace be multiplied unto each and every one of you guys today. It's a wonderful thing to be able to share information, and share thoughts, just have a conversation with each and every one of you today. I am Christ I am Disciple, aka Anson Phillip. I have another channel, which is What You Need, that covers boxing. But on this channel, we cover entertainment, we cover various spiritual issues, we may cover various spiritual topics, we may even cover music. But we're going to also cover now some geopolitical uh, topics as well as we go through this channel. First and foremost, all praise be to the Most High God. The Most High God always comes first in everything we do and say. Here's an iconography of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So we start off with that, and we start working our way into what we're going to talk about today. If you like what you're seeing on this channel, don't forget you can like, share, subscribe. You can also donate via PayPal. The link is in the description, as well as the link to LIVE products. If you live in the Trinidad and Tobago area, you can order these products. LIVE, Live Now, we're live now. We have a line of drinks, and we also have a line of cleaning products. The line of drinks you see in front of you, they are sour and orange, fruit punch, grapefruit, Morby, and there are two other flavors. The two other flavors are lime and lemon. So if you want to get some drinks, you want to get natural fruit juices, it's minimally sweetened, tastes great, healthy for you, then you should look at LIVE products, and you can place your order today on WhatsApp or on by calling me by our phone. It's also brought to you by cleaning products. We have liquid detergent, fabric softener, disinfectant, and dishwashing liquid. LIVE, live now, we're live now. Want to go into a number of different topics, but the first one I would like to talk to you guys about first and foremost is this one, which is found on Twitter. I put this up and it really got a lot of likes as well. So, Restore the Snyderverse, this is definitive Batman. And as you can see in the title, I'm pretty much going to hit back at fans who are trying to push a narrative that this is not the definitive Batman. Now, first of all, let me just say that Zack Snyder went above and beyond anything I could ever wish and dream and imagine about the characters that he sort of imagined, along with Christopher Nolan, along with David Goyer, along with Chris Terrio, along with his entire team that put this together. Here are some comments underneath, and I'm going to go in on some of the fans who. So, first of all, DC Life says, should we make a Batfleck movie? And he is so into seeing Ben Affleck do his Batman film. So hashtag make the Batfleck movie has been trending actually on Twitter for a while. I can always go back and check and see if it's still trending now. I don't know if it's still trending now, but it's been trending on Twitter for a good minute. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Snyderverse restored. It will happen, people. It's a matter of time. Shav Chakbra says, restore the Snyderverse. BK says Kevin Conroy is the definitive Batman. First and foremost, Kevin Conroy is the definitive, probably animated Batman. But when it comes to live action, he is not. Okay. So BK, shout out to BK who decided to lay a post down on here. And let me just respond to him in real time. Live action, I say, oh no. Yeah, so in real time, I'm responding here. Now, how many of you believe that Kevin Conroy is the ultimate Batman when it comes to live action? We're talking about live action only. Leave your comments. Comment in here. I see that there's a number of you. Somebody's already smashed the like button. Don't forget to smash the like button when you come through here. Again, you can donate to this channel via PayPal, as well as if you're in the Trinidad and Tobago area, you can also buy and purchase or sponsor products. So check that out. Christopher Brett says one of the best Batman shots ever. They're here. That's what he actually said, which is really dope. This guy Joe Brenneman says you got to move on, and he's using a Marvel character. So I'm gonna answer him, and I'm gonna tell him you do that, seeing you love Marvel. And are not a DC fan. I put you live Marvel. I should have said you love Marvel, but I had a typo there. So let me sort that out. Not live, but love. Seeing you love Marvel and you are not, and didn't even use, I should use it. I'm going to adapt it. I'm going to adjust it. We'll make a slight adjustment to it. I mean, if you're gonna do something and say you're gonna move on, at least use DC. Show me at least you're a DC fan. You're not even a DC fan. You had to use Marvel. You had to use a Marvel character. Shame on you. Let's see what this guy says here. Well, you can tell Alexandro Francis or Mexican. You could tell this brother he loved DC. You know how I know that? You know how I know that, ladies and gentlemen? Because he's using Lord of the Rings. He understands what Zack was doing. A sort of Lord of the Rings sort of feel to that epic. And that's Zack Snyder's Justice League, by the way, that's pulled from. Batman. Batman 398546 on Twitter. He says, and this guy, obviously he likes, you can see he likes video game Batman. I'm just going to show you him right now. A little bit more detail here. All right, so he has a Batman that kind of looks like Power Rangers. It's like his own conception of Batman. Actually, that could be a Power Ranger. But nonetheless, this person says badass Batman, which is like 100%. I'm just going to give him 100 right there. I'm going to say 100 for respond to him. I'm just responding to the fans right now. If you guys like that, then cool. You know what I'm saying? And you guys can leave your comments on what you think. If you think this is the definitive Batman that we have gotten, that Zack Snyder has delivered, the definitive Batman. That hashtag is like beating on a dead horse that's already decayed into bone. Just cope. Says PJ Pandemonium 2000 at 2003. No Snyderverse? Oh my God. What do you guys think of this meme? I mean, oh my God, is this what we have to look forward to? I mean, beating a dead horse, you sure about that, buddy? This guy's trolling. Whatever, man. I'm just this guy's like, this is pineapple iPhone. These guys got the zaniest names I've ever seen, man. It's all good. So Frost Ken says that's a big load of poop. He thinks of it as a big load of poop. I said, nah, but this is this is literally from the movie The Batman. I know these are the Batman fans. And they try to say that the Batman's the definitive Batman. I got something for you. I got something for them. You know what I'm saying? I got something for them. A real account says nobody remembers or cares this Batman. See, there you go. There's another Patterson fan. Patterson is the one people want to see more of, and the one people remember most. Bad boy. He don't even look at. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show something. So I'm in real time doing this shit. Okay, I'm very wild right now. I'm in real time doing this shit. And let me see here. I think I have it in downloads. Let me see. Yep. Look at this guy. This is Patterson's angry face, y'all. Don't he look like a kid trying to be angry? I did nothing to that face, by the way. Look at this one. Look at this one. That's supposed to be his angry face. Oh my God. Man, the guy's like a living meme. Look at this. Look at this. Excuse me. Y'all, I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh. Dude could not, like, he did not intimidate me. He did not convince me in any way. He don't even have the Batman jaw. He don't even have the Batman jaw. Dude, hilarious, man. Now, this is actually a spoof on Batman. And this dude looked more serious than this guy. Look at this guy. It's like a walking meme. Like, for real. I'm just going to tell him for real and laugh. Yeah. So I decided I was going to respond to these people. You know, I got some more, man. I got some more for you. I got some more because I'm enjoying this. You could tell the haters from the people who they really ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So Stanley Badger, he says, no, he isn't. Yep, he is. Don't tell me about morose Bat Boy, who's nowhere a playboy billionaire as Bruce Wayne is. Batfleck, on the other hand, is old because he's worn out fighting crime. Was a bit dark, but in Zack Snyder's Justice League, more optimistic and way more Batman. You know. Pineapple iPhone says Zack Snyder did some phenomenal casting and then made a doo-doo film. No one fucked over Cavill and Affleck more than Snyder. So Pineapple iPhone. I mean, this dude. Look at his name. I mean, how can we even take this guy seriously? So, dude's still talking about this. When you can have a discussion with people and they still talking about it, it means it's still a threat. You know. So he said he did some phenomenal casting. I'm like, I'm gonna show. I'm gonna use this argument against him so easy. It's gonna be like fun. You know what I'm saying? So I responded with, basically, you're in the minority on that, buddy. And whoops, I made you talk more about the Snyderverse. Oh, man, I enjoy doing this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I enjoy bantering with these folk. Darwish Barmak said it should not have made smoke with his advanced tech. So what he's talking about here is this, where you see there that causes a lot of smoke and some sparks. So I responded very easily. This is not even rocket science. And you could tell all these people, Darwish, Barmak, and so on, they're haters, Zack Snyder haters, and they're like, Batman doesn't kill. They're them. All right. Telling me without telling me that you didn't watch the movie. This plane that Batman is in just plowed into several buildings and then crash landed. I mean, what did you expect, Einstein? Right? Of course, there's going to be sparks and something's going to flash off. Okay? The plane crash landed. Okay? It's common sense, but I guess common sense is not coming. The Galaxy came in. He said, no, it's not. Get over it. Now, remember, this got 300 and something plus likes. So a lot of people dig what I'm saying. So I said, okay, weirdo. And I say, okay, weirdo, because when you check out D Galaxy's actual site where he's at, which I blocked, I'm going to unblock it so you guys can see. He got some weird shit on there, y'all. You know you're gay when your entire feed is Hot Shooter and Golden Globes. This is what he had to say. So he likes cross-dressing people. So he's like really getting raves over, and he reposted it. You know, this is a cross-dresser. That's not even a woman. That's a man. He's got, new DC News. He's a James Gunn fan, obviously. Here's another cross-dresser. Drag Race UK. Here's some more Drag Race stuff. So he really into that shit. You know what I mean? Now, some of you on here can be like, oh, so what? You gay bashing? You gay bashing? Yeah, hell, I'm gay bashing, y'all. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to call you out. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want. I'm definitely going to say that. So I called him a weirdo because, in my opinion, he's weird. He's all about, cross-dressing and all that shit. I'm going to reblock him here. But you're weirdo. Your tastes are weird. So anything you say is like why would I even engage you on that? You know what I'm saying? This guy, he said, oh my God, goofy goggles Batman. This is the most ass garbage Batman design since the Bat Nipples. No wonder WB got rid of Snyder and he went to Netflix. Love. And I said, beats this steaming heap of poop. And as you can see there, I mean, look, this is actually right here. This right here is a comedian mocking Batman. This dude looks pathetic. He looks pathetic. Okay. For me, this is just hilarious that the dude was going in like that. I'm 17 minutes in. Did you guys leave any comments? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, fuck. Yes, he did. My stream is not going to get fucked up. Okay, Leaky Stream says, sup? Batfleck is peak. Oh, my God. I got to see all of you guys. I saw your guys' comments, and for a minute there, YouTube popped up as a result of me trying to look at you guys' comments, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, fuck. YouTube's come up again. This time your comments are not coming up. I see a whole bunch of you there. I can't see your comments. Guys, I'm so sorry I can't respond to you. Leaky Stream, shout out to you. And all the bunch of you that's there. I can't see you guys right now. You guys went up like 7 or something. Let me see what I'm trying to see who you are. I can't see who you are. This thing's not allowing me to do so. Hey, man, keep on posting up your comments. Keep on commenting on there. Shout out to everybody on there. All right, let me go through some more just to have a little fun with you guys a bit. Let me see. Is that all the comments? I guess that's all the comments there. I don't even understand how what is his name? Robert Pattinson could be even considered a Batman, maybe a Batboy. But look at this dude. Look at his freaking chin, man. Look at his chin. That's Batman. Oh my goodness. They're talking about funky goggles. It didn't look funky in the movie. Goggles looked great in the movie. In a still shot, when we first saw it before the movie came out, I didn't understand the goggles thing. But after seeing it in the movie, oh man, especially Zack Snyder's Justice League, not the other one. Zack Snyder's Justice, man, it looked badass. Looks so badass. Badass Batman with shades on, with goggles on, night vision goggles. Some crazy shit, man. Loved it. And I'm all saying this just to say I wanted to engage with fans and stuff. And, I find that a lot of these fans who try to nitpick the Snyderverse, they really ain't got no leg to stand on, people. That's why I have so much fun with them. Look how many likes here. 311 likes, 4,432 views, 61 reposts, 4 quotes. People actually quoted this shit. I'm going to show you. Right? Alexander France, he's like looking longingly with eyes that want to tear up. Super Blue said, read a Batman comic, please. Maybe you should read a Batman comic, dumbass. Talking about read a Batman comic, please. Get out of here. These guys are so funny, man. You know, first of all, to the Robert Pattinson Batman, Batman wasn't mopey when he was younger. The younger Batman was very optimistic, was still brutal, very intimidating, right? But was much more optimistic because he was able to channel his energies into stopping crime. So the younger Batman wasn't like the older Batman, the older Bruce Wayne. This is what these neophiles, these newbies don't know. They thought Batman was born mopey. He wasn't born mopey. He wasn't born brooding. He developed that over time, having to fight crime all the time. Right? The Batman that y'all guys saw in Christopher Nolan's Batman, the Batman that Michael Keaton even sort of did, while very pondering and thoughtful and all of that, Batman uncalculated, right? Batman wasn't mopey. So the mopey Batman that Matt Reeves gave, and it's supposed to be the early years of Batman, and he's mopey like that, that shit, and he didn't have his stuff together, his shit together, that stuff is not from the comics. That's not comic accurate. Somebody back me up on this. Right? Now, the broken down, grizzled, tired, worn out Batman, that was in The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Returns. Because he got older. And that's what Zack Snyder brought to the equation. What Matt Reeves tried to do was build on Zack Snyder's stuff, but he misunderstood Batman. Batman wasn't mopey. He wasn't using adrenaline and pumping adrenaline into his body. That's not comic book accurate. That Batboy that they tried to do, they tried to take Robert Pattinson from Twilight, the kind of mopey guy that was in Twilight, and they tried to fit him in with Batman. Come on, somebody back me up on this. Somebody back me up on this. Y'all know what Christ I Am Disciple is saying is true. Right? That's what he tried to do. And the film was boring as hell because it was drawn out long and Batman had no character to him. It was kind of like, The Dark Knight where Christopher Nolan had Christian Bale playing Batman, but the redeemable quality, it wasn't Christian Bale's Batman that was so great. What was cool in that movie was the portrayal of the Joker by, somebody help me out. What was the name of the guy who played the Joker? Hold on one second. I'm going to disappear and appear, okay? Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to do this so I could see what you guys are saying, so you guys could answer me in this. Who's the guy that played the Joker in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight? Y'all really commented. Creature Commander, Spirit Cap, James Gunn, you failed. Remember this. Snyderverse is not this. Yeah, Leroy Kong, I hear you, brother. Shout out to Leroy Kong in the chats. I only see a chat for a brief moment in time. Ooh, there you go. There's everybody. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, Ben Affleck was a badass Batman. There's no if, buts, or maybe about that. You know what I'm saying, people? Badass Batman was Ben Affleck. And, those who just hating and they vex or they angry that Ben Affleck's Batman is dope like that, that's on down. You know what I'm saying? That's on down. Don't forget to share this video, y'all. Talking about the Snyderverse a little bit, and then we're going to go into geopolitical issues in a minute. But that's on them if they want to look at Batman that way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this stuff. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, hands down, the best Batman. Now, you know what hurt Ben Affleck? The fact that he actually acted in that Joss Whedon piece of crap, that nonsense movie. And I know some of y'all still kind of like that Justice League 2017, but I hate it. I hate it because of everything it stands for and represents. and the corruption that they did to Zack Snyder's stuff. But Ben Affleck was great in BVS. He was great in Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know, he played a role in a character I didn't particularly like in The Flash, particularly the bumbling part at the end. The action scenes wasn't bad, but the bumbling part in the end was just terrible, you know. But Ben is an excellent actor. You know, he can pull off whatever you ask him to do. And man, that guy, I mean, BVS and Zack Snyder's Justice League, Ben Affleck's Batman was just badass to the core. Best portrayal of Batman I've ever seen on screen. Anybody else want to disagree with me? You gotta tell me why Christian Bale Batman passes, because it's between Christian Bale Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, and Ben Affleck's Batman. That's what we really having a race against. You know, George Clooney, God bless his soul, no. Val Kilmer, you know, he tried his best, but I never really saw him as Batman. You know what I mean? And then you had 66 Batman, right? 66 Batman was completely opposite. Funny, loony, you know, crazy. He's in his own category, in my opinion. Okay. We're not talking about animated Batman. Obviously, when it comes to animated Batman, Kevin Conroy is the man. He's the dude. When you're talking animation, he's not live action, he's not the dude in live action. It's between Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, and Christian Bale. And quite frankly, Christian Bale's voice was just crap. So Christian Bale gets eliminated there. So we're talking about Michael Keaton only in the Batman movie, Batman 1989 and Batman Returns. We're not talking about The Flash, because we're talking about him in The Flash. He's shit in The Flash. But in Batman 1989 and Batman Returns, two classics. He's a badass Batman. Particularly, I liked him better, actually, in Batman Returns than Batman 1989. But Batman 1989 is a badass movie. To this day. I mean, it's a lot of things are outdated in it, but it's a badass movie. And Michael Keaton killed it in both movies. Still to this day, I see it that way. And Ben Affleck, that mother. Now, he had two bad movies. He had Justice League 2017, in which they really just mocked his character. It was like a parody of Batman. And then in The Flash, the action scenes were all right. But then, again, they mocked his character, in my opinion, and I did not like that. But in Zack Snyder's Justice League and in BVS, the baddest Batman, of course, when we talk Batman, remember, Ben Affleck's Batman is an older version of Batman, a worn-down version of Batman, a more grizzled, brawling version of Batman. So these things you have to, you know, the category, nobody has ever portrayed an older version of Batman except for Kevin Conroy in live action. Ben Affleck's the only guy. And Ben Affleck's portrayal of that version of Batman is so crazy. Like, the most popular Batman book is The Dark Knight Returns, right? And it's like you took The Dark Knight Returns Batman, you ripped him out the pages of The Dark Knight Returns, and you slapped him into a movie. Ben Affleck epitomized. He became Dark Knight Returns Batman in live action. Like, it's as fucking crazy as that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about the F-bomb. But man, such a great performance. I mean, Ben Affleck's a hell of an actor, man. Don't forget to smash the like button, people. I know some of you came in here and you didn't smash the like button. Show me some love. All right, so let's keep it moving. That was Batman. So we got some more Snyderverse news before I go into the geopolitical stuff. So let's start with this. So George, because as you know, trending over the weekend was Release the Ayer cut. All right. So we had Release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. We also had Make the Batfleck movie that trended over the weekend. Restore the Snyderverse did not trend over the weekend, but those other two did trend. In fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, Snyder Queen said that it reached about 50. We got to 50K. All right, 50K. So those two things happened. Of course, people are pushing for the Ayer cut. I'm not one of those people anymore. I'm not pushing for the Ayer cut anymore. David Ayer he don't know what he wants. So I'm not interested in that. I'm interested though in seeing Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck, their movies come to fruition, right? Ben Affleck's the Batman movie, Henry Cavill's Superman movie, and of course Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 happened. So nothing that, I don't care what anybody says, that's where I'm at, and I'm going to continue being there. So George said, let's backtrack. The only reason the Snyder Cut was ever released was to boost subs for HBO Max as it launched. It failed to do that. So what benefits would there be in releasing this at least 8 years later? None. Ayer should work on a new DCU project and let this go already. Well, Ayer's moved on to other things, my friend. First of all, he doesn't even understand that. He doesn't even know that. David Ayer just did a movie, and it did very well, in The Beekeeper. Okay, and he's on another project. So Ayer is not gonna stop working. But if he's speaking about this, he is free to speak about it. And quite frankly, who is you to tell people what to let go and what not to let go? You know, why is it that fans are always trying to stop other fans from doing shit? We don't stop no fan from doing nothing. If y'all want to, when y'all was doing the Blue Beetle campaign, we wasn't saying nothing. We weren't trying to stop you from doing the Blue Beetle campaign. Go ahead and do your Blue Beetle campaign. But when it flopped, when it didn't do shit, we laughed at you because you thought it was easy to do it. You thought it was easy to make a film make box office. You didn't understand how big the Snyder fandom is. You didn't understand how much DC fans like Zack Snyder and like his movies. Y'all always bad talking shit. And now here's this asshole coming here and trying to tell people, no, don't pursue this. And David Ayer shouldn't pursue this. It's always about what you shouldn't do. It's not about what you should do. You know what I'm saying? That's why we make fun of you guys. Because first of all, you got a poor taste in movies. And then on top of that, you have the audacity to try to condemn the movies we like. Okay? You never have a leg to stand on. You never even come with facts. So, Akash Sidhu, he tore this guy apart. He's like, okay, so you're saying it didn't boost HBO's ratings, yet it had 32.1 million total views. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Not only that, the Snyder Cut leads 64% increase in HBO Max downloads. He said it didn't affect HBO Max. Entertainment Insider did a survey saying, do you think HBO Max should restore the Snyderverse? 94% of the people of 22,895 votes voted for them to do so. And this was back in the year March 19th of 2021. Flix Patrol. The Snyder Cut took the worldwide streaming charts by storm. It was number one HBO in 21 countries, number one in iTunes in 24 countries, number one on Google in 5 countries. Like, the facts are there. This dude just talking out his ass. He don't got no facts to back him up. Zack Snyder's Justice League earns 5th week at number one in the official film charts. This was in the UK, I believe it was. The Snyder Cut crosses 400 million views in China. It actually outgrossed and outdid in streaming, that is, Infinity War and all of those other guys. Okay? So facts never back up these guys. These guys never talk from facts. You know, they just spew propaganda and hope that people will identify with them and their hate campaign. They've been on a hate campaign now since 2013 against Zack Snyder, since Man of Steel. Right? A hate campaign for 11 freaking years, almost 12 years now. These people won't let it go. And they talk about us moving on. No, mother, you move on. You move on from your hate and bringing up Zack Snyder's name. You move on from coming and addressing all publications of Restore the Snyderverse. You know why you keep on coming on our feeds? You know why you keep on coming on our stuff? Because our stuff is the shit, and you know it. And all the other stuff pales in comparison. And you keep the name of the Snyderverse alive. You keep it alive with your stupid hate, you dumb clowns. You're keeping it alive. You're reviving it. You constantly help us to push our stuff just through your hate. My father believed, says Clark here to Lewis Lane, and he goes on to say, of course, my father believed that if the world was to know I exist, they would reject me. Yep. Love it. Love it. The Snyderverse is here to stay. I'm going to take a little pivot now, and I'm going to pivot to the Middle East for a minute. As the question asked, now that Syria has been, at least there's a regime change in Syria where Assad now has been deposed from power. The question that everyone wants to know is, does this mean that the axis of resistance is destroyed? I'm going to answer it the best way I know how to answer it, because some people believe the axis of resistance is going to be destroyed because Syria was one of the places through which Iran would supply um, weaponry and so on to Hezbollah and then to Hamas. I truly believe that no, that's not the only route through which weaponry was supplied from Iran, but I'm not going to say anything more about that. I'm going to leave that alone. There are other routes through which um, Hezbollah and Hamas and the Yemenis get their weaponry, but I'm not going to go into that. Now, I will say this. The fall of Syria, and I've listened to, experts, all around the clock and so on. And remember, all of this is tied to Palestine. Remember, the axis of resistance is only doing what they're doing in order to free Palestine. Okay? I will say this. I will say that Israel right now is stealing land in Syria. They're taking the Golden Heights. They're bombing just about, as with America and all these superpowers and all these powers that have aircraft. They run bombing campaigns. And we know the bombing campaigns kill a lot of civilians, kills a lot of they target civilians, they kill a lot of civilians, okay? Now, Syria, something people don't realize. There was a truce in, I believe, 2014, where in Syria there was the, resistance people who they had a certain place they would stay. Most of them Islamic jihadists, real terrorists. We're talking people who are associated, people who are ISIS, also known as Al Qaeda. In fact, the guy who has just taken over Syria, who's led the destruction of Syria, the overthrow of Assad, he is an Al Qaeda operative. In fact, one of the Al Qaeda operatives responsible for 9/11 or involved in 9/11. So, also known as ISIS, by the way. So, Syria is not in a good place right now. It's in a horrible place when it comes to the civilians, especially the Christian civilian population. They're going to get raped. They're going to get brutalized if they don't get the fuck out of Syria. Okay. And, let me show you guys something. First of all, I just want to just bring to your attention this beautiful little child here. Her name is Sila Mohammed Abu Said. She was killed by Israel in an attack on the Al Maghazi camp. Sila was a resident of Al Nusrat, central Gaza. Their home was targeted, forcing them to seek refuge in Al Maghazi at her grandfather's house, where she was killed. Of course, they bombed her, they shelled her out. This is a delightful little child, and picture was taken on September or August the 9th of 2024. So this child was alive and now is no more. And what did this child do to deserve that? What did she do? Nothing. Okay? And there's a channel on Twitter which talks about the martyrs of Palestine, and you guys can go check them out. Okay? This child did nothing. She did not deserve this. Okay? And I'm glad they're doing individual pieces because, again, the civilians are suffering. If you're talking about the combatants, they're there. They were engaged in war. They were always going to have war. But the civilians caught in between that. So many civilians losing their lives. I'm sure in Palestine right now, it's hundreds of thousands of civilians have lost their lives. I don't think that the figure is nowhere near 40,000 anymore. That's bullshit. It's hundreds of thousands of civilians are dead now. And It's easy to do war. It's easy to destroy. It's very, very much more difficult to rebuild. And for people to patch their lives back together after this war. So much mental trauma that these children have gone through. And children who, no matter what you say, don't deserve it. Okay? And so the fact that Lebanon, through Hezbollah, tried to support these people by attacking Israel, that forces in Syria tried to support, that forces in Yemen, forces in Iraq tried to support these people against a tyrannical, brutal dictatorship by Israel, because I think it's a dictatorship. Because these people have no rights, no freedoms, nothing, and they've been treated like crap, is admirable. While the rest of the world and the rest of the Middle East, disgusting countries like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Jordan right next door, and even the lying administration of Turkey would betray these people and betray their trust just to get a buck, just to get money. And if Syria's regime has been toppled, then these countries' regimes need to be toppled. Turkey, get rid of Erdogan. Saudi Arabia, get rid of the prince. Jordan, get rid of the king. Because he's not serving the interests of the country. The people in the country are for these people. They are for their Arab brothers and sisters. They are for their Palestinian brothers and sisters. They are for their Christian brothers and sisters. They are for their Muslim brothers and sisters. They are for the Druids. They are for the Jewish people that live there in Palestine. They're for them. They're for the Berber that live in Palestine. Okay? Because they know they're the same people. They're the native peoples. The fight back needs to come from you. You guys are the guys that can depose and dethrone these people. These people have their power because you gave them their power. And it's time for you to take action. I know the people of Turkey are trying their best to stop arms going to Israel. Now it's time for the people to stand up and sabotage those pipelines. It's time to destroy the pipelines that supply oil to Israel. And you guys, the people of Turkey, the people of Syria, the people of Iraq, the people of Yemen, the people of Palestine, the people of Jordan, the people of Egypt. You remember that Arab Spring and how much power you had? Now we need a different kind of spring. We need an Arab Spring again. We need it. We need you to stand up, the people. And you need to target things that allow Israel to work. The people of the United States, the people of Europe, the people of the UK, the people of Germany, the people of Sweden, the people of Norway, the people of Brazil, the people of Argentina, the people, you need to stand up now and you need to fight back. Because you have to show that your countries are not serving your interest. The people of Saudi Arabia, the people of UAE, the people we have put in charge to lead us, they're not doing their job. They're feeding off of us. They're destroying us. They don't care about us. So it's up to you now. The ball's in your court. Besides civil disobedience, there are laws. The International Court of Justice, the International Criminal Court have ruled that certain things are not to happen. And if the officials won't do it, if the police won't do it, if the military won't do it, then it's up to you, the people, to strike and strike hard. Because they don't anticipate you going against them and taking action against them. You have to take action against them. It's not enough to protest and talk. Now you have to implement the law. And you have the law on your side through the ICC and the ICJ. We have 2 war criminals that need to be arrested, and it's up to the people. You can do the citizens' arrest. You can file letters to the judiciary of Israel. You could file letters to the police of Israel. Israelis. It's up to you. And if they won't arrest them, then you do a citizen's arrest and you arrest Netanyahu. You arrest Gallant. It's up to the people. If the people in positions of power where you put them are not doing their jobs, it's up to you, the citizens, to take back that power. And you have the law on your side. You have the International Criminal Court on your side. For Americans, you have the Leahy law on your side. I do not know what the other laws are in Europe, in individual European countries, but I'm sure there are laws on your side there. And you use that law, and you use your numbers. You march down to those ports. You march down to those bases. You break through, and if you have to destroy the weapons, if you have to sabotage the weapons, if workers have to stop working who are building weapons and say, we're not building any more weapons, but you collectively can stop this. You have the power to stop it. You can use the law and file injunctions, suspend, do audits on companies and corporations, getting NGOs, get close to people who are ready to finance you and your campaigns. There are people who are on our side and willing to finance us. Because the whole wide world is looking at this thing and saying, this is just not right what's happening. South Africa led the charge. And of course, the bullies, they're going to try and target certain people in South Africa, and they're going to try and target judges in the International Criminal Court and judges in the ICJ. You know how these people are. But those games don't work anymore. Now, with respect to Russia and Iran, with the axis of resistance and Syria, and saying it's a lost cause. I don't know what happened in backdoor channels, but it looked like Russia, I don't know, they were doing some bombing campaigns in there. I don't know if they're still in there. I don't know if they did remove out Assad from there to protect him, which was very wise of them, because he is the elected official there in Syria. There's still fighting going on in Syria. I'm not too sure how much Iran is involved or how much Russia is involved in that, but I'm sure they're involved in some way, shape, or form. And looking at the situation. Right now, ISIS has taken over Syria. And no matter what they say, they try to call it HTS or whatever. It's ISIS. It's the same ISIS that's been cutting off heads of people and giving Muslims a bad name. It's the same ISIS that in the form of Al-Qaeda supposedly ran these planes into the Twin Towers. We know it was a demolition job. We know it was an inside job. We know that members of ISIS we have CIA agents that are in ISIS. We know that we also have agents of Mossad that are in ISIS. They literally admitted to it on tape. Okay? In Syria, you have the Syrian army, which has been under attack. We also have some Hezbollah members of Hezbollah that are down in Syria. Okay? We know we have Russian soldiers who are also in Syria, stationed in a certain part of Syria. I'm not quite sure how this Syrian thing is going to all pan out in the end. But at present, Israel and America backed, they were able to, in an act of desperation, capture Syria so far. But things could change. The tide could change. Things could become different there. Okay, so we have to see. We just have to watch and see what happens there. But ultimately, in the end, Israel was not able to penetrate Hezbollah in Lebanon. They couldn't get past them, and I guess they're looking to now starve them out of munitions and stuff like that, and then lay siege to them through Syria. But we'll see. We'll see what really happens. I know there's a mass exodus out of Syria now by a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of Syrian refugees, just like happened in 2014. They're going to flood all of Europe. They're going to flood some parts of the Middle East. And again, we have another refugee problem created by, again, the United States and Israel. Okay? These people have been wreaking havoc in the Middle East, and they continue to wreak havoc in the Middle East because they want to get land. And they really don't give a damn. These are some Israeli soldiers who were killed. This is their goal. And as you can see, this is what they're accomplishing. They want all of Lebanon. They want all of most of Syria, a substantial portion of Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and as you can see there, also Libya and parts of Sudan. So this is what Greater Israel is. They even want pieces of Turkey. And I don't know why Jordan's such an asshole, why the leader, the king of Jordan is such an idiot, but they're going to take Jordan too. You know? They're going to take everything. So I don't understand why these people are even in support of them or trying to negotiate with them or anything like that. This is common knowledge. You know? They want to wipe out almost the entire Middle East. They don't want any nation to survive. Why is Saudi Arabia working with these people? Why do they believe that the West is the way to go? Why is Iran thinking the West is the way to go? I mean, y'all need to wise up, man. The Middle East is stupid. Egypt is stupid. You're getting U.S. money, so you're bowing down to the U.S. Wake the hell up. Free Palestine. Shout out to you. Heath Ledger. That's the guy I was talking about. Yeah. Shout out to live stream, leaky live streams. Yes, Heath Ledger is the guy I was talking about. Hell of a performance by Heath Ledger. Capacia says from the world map. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Free Palestine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. God's good. God's good. You know. But these wicked, evil people, man, you know, they think they're going to get the West Bank with Donald Trump now because, you know, they paid for that. And then they're trying to, they're evil people. They're from the synagogue of Satan. These people are not Jews. These are Satanists. These are people who worship Satan. And we know this from the Rothschilds that they worship Satan. They're rich. They're the head of the banking sector and they're Jewish people. But they're not Jewish people. Like they're not Jews in their heart. They're Satanists. They worship Satan. Their Messiah that's supposed to return is some sort of satanic thing. It's not the real Messiah. That's why they don't care about the Christians in Syria. You know? DD Geopolitics. I can't see you, man. I would love to see you. I can't see you right now. I can't see it. I can't see anything. Hold on a sec. Post up another comment so I can see. I'm going to put a black background somewhere. Let's see. Black background somewhere. Yeah, just post another comment, guys. Post another comment. I'll be able to see, hopefully. Just now the comments came up. I don't know why. They disappeared on me. Oh yeah, okay. I see how I get them. Okay, Capicio, you retracted his message. Capicius Capacia says, what is this? Oh, it was just what popped up on the screen was me trying to get your comments so I could see to answer you. Yeah, listen, man. I don't iron. Oh, you want to know what this is? This is a steel pan you're watching that in front of you. This is my actually he was selling this pan, the steel pan. Yeah, this is actually a steel pan. It's an instrument. You see the notes on it? F sharp, B, E, A, D, D, G, C. It wasn't tuned though. So I was about to sell this pan for the guy. I don't know if he got his pan sold. Capacia says, sorry, bro, if I hurt you. You didn't hurt me, man. You didn't hurt me. You know. People are talking as if, it's a liberation, something that happened in Syria. It's a lie as well. And by the way, Bashar al-Assad, he didn't kill anybody with chemical weapons. That's a lie. It was a lie by the CIA. It made news, but he did not kill anyone using chemical weapons. What happened was, where am I from? Well, I'm from the beautiful Isle of Trinidad and Tobago, my friend. It's a beautiful place. What people don't know is, even next door to me, Moderno, who's fighting so hard right now against the imperialists, the American imperialists. They put sanctions on him, and then they're trying to stop him trading. My country, we work together with him. So he sells the oil to us, and then we resell it back to those people. So that's how they get around the restrictions. I don't know. It's saying a message is held for review, and I can't seem to get it. But once you start responding, I think it'll be seen. I hope. I think I know what I have to do now to get it. I have to come here, and if you guys make a comment or something, it'll pop up or something like that. Anyways, man, people. Let me go back to Twitter here. So that's Greater Israel right there. So anyway, asks the DD Politics, why don't you impose sanctions on Israel? You're still trading with Israel. China just talks. I see no pragmatism in Chinese politics. China was speaking about the wrong thing that was happening in the world. So that was the response there. And this is them here.
应当由叙利亚人民来决定。我们希望各相关方本着对叙利亚人民长远和根本利益负责的原则，尽快找到恢复稳定秩序的政治解决方案。
The thing is, the stability of Syria. Syria is not very stable now. Now, DD Politics said something which was very true. And I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but basically, why they want Syria as well, there are two different pipelines. There was the Iran pipeline that they were trying to establish between Lebanon and Iran, which would be able to help the resistance, okay? By Syria being taken over, if Israel and America can succeed, along with Germany and the UK, succeed in taking over Syria and having some leadership, or whoever their leadership there, they could secure a pipeline that goes from Qatar in the United Arab Emirates all the way up to Turkey. So this is why Turkey was supporting ISIS and in Syria to overthrow the government, and Israel and the United States were also supporting them. And yes, I know that sounds crazy that Israel and the United States supporting the same people who were tied into 9/11 and also responsible for the terror campaigns that happened not only in Syria but also in Iraq. Because as you guys remember, they went down into Iraq after Saddam Hussein was deposed. Because when Saddam Hussein was in power, these fringe jihadist groups couldn't survive around him. Saddam would eliminate them from existence so that they couldn't come with the extreme jihadist things. These guys are real terrorists. These guys are the real terrorists. Hamas, Hezbollah, they're freedom fighters. They're not really, they don't cut off people's heads and all that kind of crazy stuff. But this CIA, Mossad formed group, which basically is a terrorist organization. That's what caused 9/11. 9/11 was caused by the CIA and Mossad, actually, their operations. So Israel's behind 9/11 as well as Americans themselves. Okay. And this was to put a terror attack on America so that they would change laws, so that they would be able to preemptively invade countries. It changed the dynamic. Again, all of this Israel was behind. Now, what you guys have to understand is this demonic establishment that they call Israel, okay? They're happy that Syria has fallen. Now, it has only fallen now. It's temporary. We don't know what will happen, right? The tide could change. Things can change, right? But the fact that civilians are leaving Syria is a good thing. I hope as many civilians as possible can get out of there, because the thing that is really horrible is seeing so many civilians die. It's the civilians I'm always worried about. It's not the combatants. The combatants, you're in a war for a reason. So if you die in a war, it is what it is. It's the civilians I'm worried about. And with the civilians in in Syria, it's really serious. There's a lady on Twitter called Syrian Girl, and she posted up some stuff, that was looking horrific. You seeing these huge explosions in the city of Damascus, and that's not cool. But having said that, this is far from over. I think. I think that I don't know if Syria has fallen quite yet. I know Israel is moving in and they're bombing campaigns and they're trying to take over as much real estate as they possibly can. But that could change. The circumstances could change. Everything could change on the ground, depending on if certain troops, Hezbollah troops, start to really be deployed to Syria. That Iranian and Turkish Iranian and Russian support starts to bolster whatever Syrian troops are still on the ground, whatever parts of the Syrian army are on the ground. Now, I know some of the Syrian army is already being captured as well. So there's all of that going on, and they're probably going to be executed. Capacia says, bro, but Palestine attacked first on Israel. No, it didn't. That's a lie. It's a lie. You gotta go look at your history. This has been going on since the 1930s. Since the 1930s. So no, Palestine wasn't the first to attack Israel. That's bullshit. Israel has always been, even before even before there was the nation of Israel, the Ashkenazi Jews had been stirring up trouble, had been agitating situations, had been bombing the British embassies and the British ports and the British places because they wanted their own land, which was promised to them by Lord Balfour to Rothschild back in 1917. And they just started wreaking havoc. And they started doing some really severe things to the people, the endemic people in the area, far less for the British rulership, to agitate for their own land. And then the British didn't designate anything. It was the United Nations that designated 51% of the country to Israel. And after that, the Arabs obviously did not agree with that, and the native land. And there was a big war. And at the end of that war, Israel had deposed a lot of people, indigenous people, that raped and killed and sent out a lot of people from there. So the people who attacked first was Israel. Don't ever forget that. And they demonized the people. And to this day, they demonize the people. It's just like the people who first attacked when the Native Americans wasn't the Native Americans. No, it was the invaders. It was the Puritans. It was the so-called Christian people who came to the New World. The United States of America is built off the blood of the Indians. Genocide of the Indians. You guys need to know your history, man. Yeah, Israelis are Eastern Europeans. No, Israelis are not all Eastern Europeans. Some of them are native Palestinian people. You have the Berber there. You have the Druze there. You have the Arabs there. You have the Christian Palestinians there in Israel. You have a representative of each group. And you also have the Ethiopians, the Somalians, the Eritreans who migrated all the way out of Africa and went to Israel. They're all ostracized. Some of them are Jewish, but they're all ostracized. And usually they're ostracized because they're not European Ashkenazi Jews who migrated to the Middle East to settle there with the gold, the sole gold, to take over the Middle East and make it their own, just as how the United States took over the Native American lands. And they demonize the people and take their lands. And this is what's happening right now in Syria. They demonized Assad. Assad wasn't this tremendous dictator that killed people and put them in dungeons like they're trying to bring that propaganda. Anybody who's in a dungeon deserves to be in a dungeon. Assad was trying to break the resistance and the rebellion that was coming at him from ISIS. That's why Russia came into ISIS, started bombing villages where the ISIS people were. And they would say, oh, it's mass carnage. They're killing these people. No, they were killing terrorists. These same people now have gotten power. ISIS, which terrorized Europe, which terrorized America, which was responsible in part for the World Trade Center bombings. ISIS. Israel's been supporting ISIS all along because ISIS is a part of them as ISIS is a part of America. Some of the members in ISIS are CIA and Mossad. You understand? Neither Israel nor the United States care about anyone. They want hegemony. Okay? They don't care. Israel doesn't care for America, doesn't care for any other country. The leaders, that is, not the people. The people care. The leaders don't. And you guys need to separate the leadership from the people. If the leadership don't represent what the people feel, get rid of that leadership by hook or by crook. You guys need to do whatever it takes by any means necessary. Intelligence agencies are targeting human civilians. Bring it to the attention of the world. If news reporters, if the journalists are being targeted by these police who are coming in it's still of the night and stuff and using terrorist laws about terrorism against them, that should stir up the population to go up against this. Start not only marching against this, but go into the actual vicinities where these police are and start demanding the release of these people. And if you have to use force, use it. Because this is what it's come down to. It's the people versus this group of elite people who are determined by force or by other means, not by reason or logic or by democracy, but by authoritarian force, if necessary, to intimidate people. They're going to rule and have their own way. And it's time we stop that. And we got the numbers. And trust me, people in the military will side with us. Very important, powerful people, oligarchs will side with us when they see what's going on. And we have to make a movement. We actually have to do something. We can't just stand by and march and protest. That's not enough. We have to shut shit down. If you guys know that arms going to Israel is arming them to be able to do what they're doing, you need to target those companies supplying the arms. You need to target the ports where these arms will be relayed over to Israel. And you need to shut that shit down, legally and otherwise. However, you need to shut it down, and it's possible. You file injunctions at the state level. You target the companies at the state level. You expose those companies to the legislature, to the laws, to the books. You show what laws they've breached. And you press a case against them and you suspend them from working. You freeze their accounts. Next step. And any state that supports you and supports what you're doing, you go to the state. If the state doesn't want to do it, then you do it by bulk. You do it by mass. You start exposing everything. You put the stuff up on social media, their accounting, what they're doing, the transaction numbers, the last transaction they did. You start billing files on everybody, and it's public records. They can't stop you. And don't depend on one person to do this. It must be a whole host of you doing the same thing. Flood the media, flood everything. That's how it's done. That's how we got the Snyderverse. That's how we got Zack Snyder's Justice League. You have to keep going at it, and you have to go at it hard. You have to boycott any company that is supporting any kind or any form of settler establishment and development, any kind or form of IDF support. The IDF right now is a crime institution. It is no longer a military institution doing military targets. It's a criminal institution because it is behind the genocide that's happening and the settlers and the leaders of Israel. They're all accountable unless they have voted against such. Israel is now a terrorist state, as Syria now is a terrorist state. Literally, terrorists are running that state. So you guys have leverage. It's up to you to now stand up and do what needs to be done. Because the people who we put in authority, they're not going to do shit. So you have to do it, and you have to do it in bulk and in mass. You have to flex your muscles and show them how many of you disapprove of this, and you're willing to take X, Y, and Z measures to make it happen. And there are measures you can take, legal measures, and then measures that will be backed by the law, because the laws, like the Leahy law, gives you all free will to go after, hunt down, and prosecute and even arrest people who are in violation of that, whether they be presidents, whoever they may be. And you can do what is called a citizen arrest. You can take down very powerful people. So do it. You can't have fear now. You have to go hard. You have to go strong. You have to go brave. You have to go like your life depends on it, because other people's lives depend on it. They keep on killing all of the Palestinians every single day. Massacre after massacre. Another refugee camp has been bombed just very recently. A host of the people killed. We can't have that. If we want to have peace in Africa, if we don't want the wars in Congo, we have to take down the major chess pieces. We have to take them down. Because guess what? If we take down these people for Palestine, then guess what? We're going to get peace in the Congo. We're going to get peace in Sudan. We're going to get peace in Ethiopia. We're going to get peace in Somalia. These year-round wars are happening because nobody's holding accountable the power players and the intelligence community and the business community, which is profiting off of this. You guys know how the whole system works now. So it's time for you to take action now. Knowledge is one thing. Protest is one thing. We're not begging nobody. We put you in power. We could take you from power. And we may take you from power however we see fit. Of course, we would prefer to take it by democratic means, voting you out. But if we have to take power from you and have you put behind bars, so be it. We know the Supreme Court is trying to give immunity to the President of the United States. They have some sort of law in place for that. And we can just say, fuck that law, and we can override that with civil disobedience, because the spirit of the people says people need to be held accountable for their actions. You guys have to stand up, grow some balls, and go for it. Go for it. Because we know the media is in on this. We know the entertainment industry is in on this. We know the government is in on this. It's a whole propaganda campaign. And you guys are seeing through the propaganda now. So it's time for you to take action. It's not enough to just talk about these things. You have to take action. You have to do something about it. If the government won't do it, if the agencies that were put in defense of the country don't do it to enforce the laws, then you do it. And you can. And you can be successful at that. And you can save Palestine. And you can save Syria from these terrorist thugs. Because the major problem in the Middle East, there's one major problem, is Israel. Israel's the problem that's causing the problem in the Middle East. They are the extension of the America, of Germany, of the UK. They are the old imperial system plaguing the Middle East. The Middle East without those operators becomes a much more cohesive place. There'll still be wranglings and stuff between them, but it'll be a much more cohesive place and a much more beautiful place where people can come through and do their business and commerce and leave. Russia has a better relationship with the Middle Eastern countries than does America at present. Why? Because Russia doesn't just impose itself on the Middle East. It tries to persuade people that this is the way to go. Russia's looking real good these days, ladies and gentlemen. Russia and Putin is looking real good. Suddenly, everybody's looking at Putin as this guy who seems to want to bring peace to every situation. He looked like the peacemaker in this whole thing. You know? And it's crazy. I mean, there was a time I wanted to go to the United States and continue now I'm thinking of going to Russia, which is kind of crazy because, you know, people say Russia's communist. They don't really have a good leadership and blah, blah, blah. You know, But you know, Russia's actually looking much better and much nicer than the United States right now, in my opinion. Because they seem more reasonable right now. They seem to make more sense. They seem to want peace. The United States of America doesn't want peace. They want war. They have oligarchs that are pushing for war, for profit and gain. They don't care that they destroy Syria. They don't care that they kill out all those people. They don't care that they're destroying the people of Lebanon. They don't care that they're destroying the people in Iraq, Yemen, Palestine. They don't care. So why the hell would I want to go to a country that doesn't care about its people? It doesn't care about its own American people. The UK doesn't care about its own UK people. China, people live better in China than they do in America and the UK. Isn't that crazy? The country that we were said, these is the boogeyman, this is the communist state, this is now they're actually doing better than the so-called democracy, which was never a democracy to start with. It was a democracy for few. America's an apartheid state to this day. It formed as an apartheid state. You had people, the Indians were considered outsiders, didn't have rights to vote or anything. And then the slaves were not considered even humans. Isn't that crazy? So that's what I got for you guys. I'm Christ I Am Disciple. We'll talk a little bit more about stuff. Share this video with other people, man. If you're still sticking around here talking, I saw that my brother from India, my Indian homie, I know you were asking questions and stuff, and I like you, man. I like you. India's doing well too. India's its own superpower. It's becoming a superpower. You know, they have nuclear weapons and they're doing great. Their economy is booming. You know, shout out to India. Shout out to China. To my American brethren over the seas, again, I love you guys. I love all peoples. You know what I mean? Your governments, they're on some diabolical shit, man. You know, I like my Israeli brothers and sisters as well. People in Israel. I love all people. It's usually the governments that are doing wicked things. It's the greedy business people. You know. So that's what I got for you guys. I'm gonna wish you guys a good day. I gotta get out of here and go and work. First, I gotta go and do some things with respect to plants, and then I'm gone. I will see you guys another time. God bless you all. Keep on praying for the people of Palestine, the people of Lebanon, the people of Syria now. You're going to have to pray for them, as well as the people of Africa, Ethiopia, Somalia, Congo, Sudan. You know, don't forget them. Armenians in Armenia. You know, all these oppressed peoples, man. And usually the Armenians are Christian. The least of these, my brethren. Much love to you guys. I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm Christ I Am Disciple. Peace.